Hello, one and all. Merry Christmas. It is, we're smack dab. We're just a few days away from Christmas. And if you're in the giving spirit and you have any money left, you're better than me. I don't have any left. But if you want to give back a little, not even giving back, I can't say giving back. If you just want to help support this podcast that you're listening to, and you're listening to it because you love it, because you love Houston and the greater area of craft beer, and you love the community, and you want to, keep awesome Houston audio and interviews going, you can go to InterBrews Patreon page for as little as $1 an episode. You can help support the show, or a one-time gift of whatever amount you want. So if you just won the lottery, or found out your uncle's name is Jeff Bezos or something along those lines, don't let me pressure you, but that's an option. Anyway, patreon.com/interbrews or interbrews.com/patreon, or if you're listening on the website, that link down below, or maybe I'll do a QR code maybe someday. That's been in the discussion. But anyway, enough of me rambling on about trying to take your money. Just thanks for listening, and Merry Christmas. Let's get this show started.
The following is a presentation of Stewed Productions.
This is Dustin and Marcus with Bearded Fox, and you're listening to InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
That was really good.
Oh, tell me that was you singing.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it was. Yeah, I wrote that a long time ago.
There's no long time ago with you. That's your.
I mean, long ago in the span of podcasts.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was. There was a whole song actually.
Oh, was it?
It's like it's on like one or two episodes way back.
This is to hear that.
Huh?
I want to hear that.
You gotta go. See, that's the thing is, then you want to keep listening to the episode, and it's like really awkward early on. Back when I was trying to, like, first of all, what's a podcast? Second of all, how do you do one? And then 3, how do you do this one? It took a good 4 years to figure all that out.
Yeah.
But now we're here. This is episode 224.
Holy cow!
I'm talking about like single digits or early tens.
Holy
It's about to go way back.
Yeah, but we actually had like a live band play it too, and then it got better, and then I just shortened it. And so now that's
that was
it.
Perfect. Just a little.
Yeah, you don't need a big intro for a podcast. People just skip past that stuff anyway. They probably skip past my Patreon thing. So now I'm going to tell you, and you can't not. Now there's a Patreon.
Now you're trapped.
Yeah, but anyway, Dustin, Marcus, how are
Good to
things?
see you again, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Bearded Fox is where we're at today. The last episode before Christmas and New Year.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we're wrapping this 2019 up.
Like
and
we were
stuff.
talking a minute ago, it just doesn't feel like Christmas to me right now.
Well, you got to put a tree up. You got this little tree. What if you?
Yeah,
what if
we
we
got a
scoot
bunch
that?
of little trees on
If
the
we
tables
scoot that
here.
closer to you, will that?
We don't have one at the house yet, though. That kind of bugs me a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to put one up at this point?
Yeah. I kind of have one up because the grandkids are going to come over
Yeah.
for Christmas, so I've got to have one up. And
Yeah.
we don't right now, which is uncharacteristic of our house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it would have been up the day after Thanksgiving, really.
Yeah, I mean, I fight for the day after Thanksgiving because sometimes it's before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Thanksgiving should be the cutoff, the start time. For
It was late this year, though. That was the debate in our house. Is that Thanksgiving isn't it's like it was like the 28th or something.
Yeah.
So it's less than a month. You kind of want that month. So we did it the weekend before because we were going out of town. So we put it up. We didn't really look at it.
Yeah.
We just had it up, ready to go. So right when we walked, it was like It was,
See, the funny thing was in my house, whenever we were growing up, it was December 26th. The tree was down and gone, and there was no proof of Christmas around the house. It
Yeah.
was like, you had your day of fun. Now clean it up and put it all away.
I think what changed it for our house is that the kids are old and older, and they've moved off, and they've got kids of their own, or they're working on, having kids of their own.
Yeah.
The only one we have at the house now is our son Christian, who also works here at the brewery, and he's 21 years old as himself, and
So you're saying he can help set up the tree?
Actually he should be setting up all the trees,
Trimming the trees outside.
yeah.
Mowing the yard, all that.
Oh yeah, he should be doing all that.
We decided we want some lights outside, Christian. We're going to need your help for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But I just lost, since the kids aren't home anymore, you
Yeah.
kind of lose that feeling.
I could see that. All you really have to do is have it up just like 5 minutes before they walk in the door.
Yeah, so
And then
the
when you see-
grandkids can everybody come over probably, the weekend prior, and they stay, through Christmas. So we have them there for about 5 days or so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
It's worth the effort.
yeah,
I guess.
especially for the kids because they're all got the fireplace. They got their little stockings, and they'll hang them up by the fireplace and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's getting to that point.
I know.
We
We're
don't have
right
too much
here.
longer. Yeah.
We were right here.
Yeah, I think we're single digit days out. Are we 9 today? I think yesterday.
Yeah, Friday's the 20th.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for Star Wars.
I got a little pressure in my chest when you say that because I got gifts to get, and it was
Me too. I haven't got my wife one yet.
yeah, and Amazon. I don't know if they ship how fast they can ship around the holiday. I better get on that actually. When we're done with this show, this is me shopping on my phone. I get everything. Amazon's the best. Shipping.
I still don't know what to get my wife. I'll figure it out. It's usually the last minute. So, throughout the years, what I've done is I've created a little note on my phone. Whenever she tells me I really would love to have this. I'd really love to have this. So I write all this stuff down, and over the years, I've just gone through the list and got her. 1 year it was like she told me she's in love with Doris Day movies. So I just bought her entire collection of Doris Day movies because she likes watching them when she's feeling bad. But I've gone through that list now, and she doesn't tell me what she wants as often as she used to. So
He's so perceptive. I don't have to say a thing, and he knows something from 5 years ago.
I got this.
That's
list.
a good
I got
list
this
right there.
list.
Yeah.
And you had like 10 seconds of ultimate satisfaction of finishing that list, and then you're like, oh shit.
I'm running
Now
out
what do I
of
do?
content now.
I haven't listened to her talk about what she wanted in so long because I had this list. I'm like, I got you. Now it's like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm in crisis mode now.
Yeah, you need a personal assistant just to follow her around and hear clues or something. I don't know. Yeah, life gets busy too. So it's like, maybe those conversations happen. Maybe they didn't. I don't know if your life is like mine, but just keeping up with all that.
I got the girls though, the older girls. So whenever I need, like
Kinda
it's
lean on
clutch
that,
and I need something like anniversary time or Valentine's Day, I'll call one of the girls.
You calling the closer?
What does Mom want? I need to know. It's like, oh, I was thinking about getting her this, and they're like, Dad, no. You're not getting her that. I'm like, okay, then what do I need to get her?
That's, you know what?
You mean a chainsaw isn't a good idea?
One thing I do know from past experience is a vacuum is not a viable Christmas gift.
No, it's not a gift.
Nah. That's
It was supposed to be funny, but it didn't work out that way.
no, it's a sucky gift.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like a chainsaw.
Yeah. It was a nice Dyson, but I mean, wrong time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't give a Dyson. I'll take a Dyson.
No, that could be Dyson.
Yeah. No, Dyson is a quality product, not a sponsor of the show. So Dyson, if you
Yeah.
If you're feeling generous.
if you want us to talk more about your product, give us a call. Now, that's a funny thing because it's like it really is a high quality, like something that you'd use all the time. Very practical.
Yeah. When you say, "What do you want for Christmas?" you better be sure that's what you say.
Yes.
I want a football. You're getting a football.
Yeah. All that reading between the lines stuff, not a man thing. I don't think any man is really good at that,
not good
unless
at
he
that,
works for the CIA, and then it's after waterboarding.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
might
take
get the truth out.
signals. I can't take. I don't know anything of what she's thinking any time of the day. But she thinks I do. She thinks I should. And
Yeah, that's the should.
yeah. And I'm like, I didn't catch that signal at all.
Yeah.
It's like a year or two later. When she brings it back up that I've done something wrong, she'll bring it back up 2 years later. I'm like, remember that time so-and-so? And I'm like, no, I don't remember that at all. Well, I was giving you hints of this and this. And like, okay.
Yeah,
need
you
to tell
said the
me.
magic word, hints.
You need to
just
tell me
Yeah.
what I should be thinking.
Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, women are super smart and perceptive, and they get all of that. But for them to project that onto us, it's like you don't know how simple things are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one
They
thing.
assume that we know everything that they know.
Yeah,
And
no.
we act the way they do. No. I don't catch these vibes.
No, it's one thing at a time, and it's generally not what you think. It's something like, I wonder what beer we're going to brew next, or what beer I'm going to drink next.
Yeah.
Or, man, that beer would be really good with this steak.
Yeah.
Oh, steaks. You know how you made, and then you start thinking about that time you made a really good steak, and that's just it. That's all it is. But it's like,
That's it.
Yeah,
all of a
you're
sudden
right.
you're like, I wonder why I can't find my left gray sock.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just
my
popping,
wife
yeah.
for a period of time she got into the habit of what are you thinking right now? And that went on for like 6 months until she realized she doesn't really care what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because they don't make any sense. Because she was like, "What are you thinking right now?" And I was as truthful as I could. I'm like, "I'm telling you what I'm thinking. That tree is green over there." All right, I'm driving down the road at 33 miles an hour. Okay. And she's like, "Really? That's all?" And I'm like, "That is really all that's going through my mind."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing how simple dudes are. It's just like Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, it's a thing typically. Like, you have that new mixer that has the recorder built in and the hot buttons where you can do it. I'm thinking that would reduce my setup time by at least 20 minutes each time.
Yeah,
that's just kind of that's it.
That's what you're thinking.
Like,
yeah.
A couple of blinks later from it's like.
So that went on for several months, and she finally realized, she's like, y'all really don't think about a whole lot. I'm like, no, we think about a lot. She said, yeah, you think about a lot, but they're all just things that are happening right then, and they're just real simple things. And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the best way.
Yeah.
Simple things.
Like, why complicate that? Everything else is complicated.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I don't know. Yeah, but it makes life better, maybe? I don't know if it makes it better. It just is what it is. But you can just sit here and contemplate a delicious beer.
There you go.
And just get lost in it.
How's that one going for you?
It's almost gone, which makes it
be scared.
Makes me scary. Makes me sad that it's almost gone, but I'm loving it while
we got plenty of beer here, so I think we're covered.
Yeah.
Now this one is your. Do you call it triple or tripel?
Tripel.
Is that
Tripel.
Now let's think about that. Let's single thought on that one for a second.
We get into the.
I mean, okay. Now I don't really need to think about it. You're the one that you own the brewery. You brew delicious beer. All right, cool. Tripel.
It's Tripel.
Now, if somebody else that owns it, next time I have a conversation, it doesn't have to be somebody that owns a brewery. They could just be like, say it with confidence. No, it's triple.
It's Tripel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. That was a well-made point. You said it with so much confidence. I believe you.
Nice conviction.
This one gets you. It's one of my favorites. We brew it one time a year, which is around the holiday season.
I'm going to angle your mic a little bit. Don't be offended.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go.
That's fine. Just you're good.
All right. We brew it about one time a year. Although I think we probably ought to brew it around July as well for some holiday spirits in July. But
Christmas in July.
It's about 11.2 to 11.5%. This one is at 11.5 or so.
That's what you need around this time. It's about to get cold. I don't know if y'all felt it's getting colder outside.
Cold. Yeah, the cold front come through today.
Yeah, that's Houston. That's like it was 80 last night or yesterday or whatever.
Yesterday I was thinking about breaking the motorcycle out yesterday.
I want to get into that. That'll be our next simple thought. Just on motorcycles for a bit. I was like, I wonder if he's going to drive this morning. And then I looked at it. I was like, oh.
No, I'm not.
I want to get into it. Like, that's one thought you had. You've probably been caught out when it got.
Oh, I've caught out in the rain several times. About 3 months ago, I was making my way to Growlers USA, and they wanted me to bring the motorcycle. So it was a bright sunny day. It looked fantastic, and I'm like, all right, I'm driving from downtown. It's gonna be fantastic. So I jump on the motorcycle and I'm headed from downtown, and then the bottom fell out, and it rained on me the entire trip there. And then I got there as soon as I parked. As soon as I got out the motorcycle, sun came out again. It didn't rain a bit.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I love that rain show.
That motorcycle is spectacular.
Thank you.
It's the coolest motorcycle I've ever seen in person.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I assume the ones on the internet are real somewhere.
They are.
Yours is the coolest I've ever seen. It's amazing looking. Who did the work on that one? I think we've talked about it.
That was the guys over here at Powerhouse Customs.
Okay.
Right here on 1960. They did all the work to that one. It's fantastic. I gave them a budget and said, this is kind of what I was looking for. 3 months later, I get this bike, and I'm like, that isn't the same bike.
It's a work of art.
They did a fantastic job.
Yeah. That's one of those, like, if your wife said, what do you think of that motorcycle's in front of you? I'm thinking about, how did they do that? And then when I figure out I don't know any conceptual way they did that, I'm just thinking that's really cool looking. And that's what I'm thinking about.
They did a great job on that. I didn't know what to expect. And he asked me, he's like, do you have any ideas of what you're looking for or how you want it painted? And I'm like, no. I've seen some of the motorcycles they put together, and I'm like, you just do what you do and make it look nice. And I didn't want to stifle his creativity. And he did a jam up job. I couldn't be more happy with that.
Is when somebody's really good, like, that's an artistic approach. I mean, obviously he has the scientific, technical know-how to craft it, right? Like the front custom wheel and everything. It's like all of it. It's just like the lines and everything. It's obviously that takes technical ability, but it's an artistic eye. It's like a great beer.
Yeah, you got to have the artistic style or artistic ability to actually put something together that you have in your mind, and he nails it every time.
Yeah, I can't draw you a picture. I'm probably not going to write you a poem. but we can brew beer.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their artistic talents.
Yes.
That's one thing I do love of being in this brewery, in this community, is we have people that come in and do all kinds of things. We have a guy that does woodworking for us, and it's like the flight boards he makes.
Oh, yeah.
So
yes,
we
those
found
are
out
awesome.
he made flight boards, and I said, what else do you do? And he said, well, I turn baseball bats. My kids play baseball. So I took my son over there and had this guy hand make him a baseball bat to his exact specifications.
That's cool.
And it's like, he was on, hey, $50. I was like, where else are you going to find something handmade like that,
Yeah.
that kind of quality for $50? I was like, yes, please do that for my son.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many talented people around this.
Yeah.
around this area. It's amazing.
And if you can take advantage of their artistic ability for 5 minutes, you can create something that means a lot to you. It's something easy and simple for them.
Yeah.
But it makes a world of difference to us.
Well, that may get lost a little bit. Everything's so easy to get now. When you think about like order something on Amazon or something like that. Oh, are you getting? Okay. All right. I don't know. Use your artistic ability to make that glass look nice and full of something beautiful. Don't let me get in your way. They're all good.
Yeah.
All of them. I get it. That's another thing. You get a beer, and then it's like, what's the next beer that would be good after that beer?
Yeah.
And what's the, and
That's so whenever we have people come in, they're like, I kind of like this
Thank you.
beer. You try to walk them down a path. You start with one beer, and they're like, okay, what do you like from that, or what don't you like from that? If you want less hops or more hops, you can kind of lead them down a path.
That smells citrusy.
Very
That's-
citrusy.
Oh, yeah, that's the Wicked Fox, the New England.
Yeah. I have not a new rule, but a rule I'm getting more ardent about following. When I go up somewhere, I want to drink the local, whatever's local there.
I do the same thing. They call me a beer snob. And I'm like,
No.
I'm not a beer snob. I just
Take
support
it-
local and
Take advantage of the best thing.
yeah, these
So-
guys are artists in the area, and I want to see what they have to
Yeah,
produce.
yeah. I was in Round Rock for the weekend. That's where my wife's family is, and there's a new Pine House Pizza just 5 minutes
not
from
the
their
one
house
off Burnett Road, the new one.
in Round Rock.
Yeah.
And I walked in and they had just like fresh cans of electric jellyfish.
Deluxe
And
jellyfish, man, that's a good one.
it is great, and it was just
What
it's,
is it?
It's their hazy. It's
okay.
like one of the original
It's been
3
around
years,
for
I
a
think.
while, yeah.
Like right when hazies became a thing, they were kind of the first ones to in Texas area. I don't know if they're the
That's
first.
the one. That's the one I like. I like that.
Yeah.
They knocked that one out, but
fantastic,
it's they have a whole bunch of other. It's the brewery's right there. You're
Yeah.
eating pizza in the shadow of the the fermentation tanks. And
Yeah, that original one off Burnett Road. Whenever I'm from Austin originally, so whenever I went back the
oh wow,
first time,
lemony.
everybody's
good.
like, "We got to go to Pine House Pizza," and we went there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome."
Yeah, I think they have 3 locations now.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so. So, the thing that was making that noise a little bit earlier, again, this is the thing pops up, and so my one-track mind goes to that, was your fabulous Wi-Fi connection.
Nice.
The reason I was not on this phone was because my old phone that's the one I had last time I was here, I guess. So anyway,
And it connected.
yes, and so it was the signal is so strong you could hear it. That's how
it.
strong the signal is.
the power
good,
of the
yeah.
power of the
Yeah.
our
Nice strong
internet here.
signal.
So if we wanted to stream here like a liquid lunch, we've done it before.
Yes.
We've done liquid lunch from here before, so you can go back and watch
It's
it.
been too long.
It has
we
been
should
too
probably
long.
do that again here.
Maybe another cigar show or something. That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah.
Where'd y'all do that one here?
Yeah.
Here, nice.
Yeah. It was hazy. We should have done just on all hazy show,
All hazy.
just all hazy beers and cigar smoke, and you'll be able. The memory of it will be a little
memory will
hazy.
be a
too.
little
You need to do it though whenever you don't have to go to
I know.
work afterwards.
Like today is my day. We're recording on a Monday. Typically, I come and I knock out these shows early in the day and drive to work, and then try to post them work on my lunch break and get do all that hustle. But every once in a while on a Monday, yeah, I knock one out.
Yeah.
So I can just kind of relax.
Dustin just thought it was a great idea today. I call him like, we're doing the InterBrews tomorrow, so we're gonna be drinking during the day. He's like, that sounds great.
Twist my arm a little bit.
Wait, aren't you head of sales? That was super persuasive. That's amazing. Now this is great. This is super like lemony.
Yeah,
Like I love that.
Yeah.
It's refreshing and yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that a
nice.
lot. So talk a little bit about this particular beer. So brewing a hazy. You call it a hazy New England? Is there a difference between hazy and a New England IPA? That
I
kind of
don't think there is. I think the hazy is just kind of a qualification, so people see it and they can't see through it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to explain it a second time.
Right.
So I have always said it's a New England IPA. It's kind of a hazy, juicy IPA. Hazy, juicy are the descriptive words that I give them so they're prepared for what they see and what they're going to taste. That juicy is going to be that grapefruity, citrusy flavor, and the hazy is just the look on it.
Yeah. To me, I get a lot of lemon, citrus. What is it all? That's all hops, right? You didn't.
Some of it's the actual yeast too.
Okay.
So the yeast will give it a distinct flavor, and then the hop that we use, that Citra hop, really brings out that citrusy flavor.
Yeah, that's good. So just a single, like just Citra, or did you use a different one for bitter? It's just all.
It's all Citra.
Really?
And it's not done in the boil at all. We don't boil the hops on that one. We actually cool it down before we pitch the hops because you don't want any of the alpha acid from the hops. You just want that floral, nosy flavor.
That's fantastic. Are Citra the best? They're one of, right?
Price would dictate yes.
Yeah.
But they're delicious, right? It's just a fantastic
and you can
hop.
use it for a lot of stuff. Depending on when you put it into a boil, it'll change the flavor a lot.
Yeah. No, it's
time and temperature of which when you introduce it changes.
Yeah.
It changes the beers.
Now,
I think Citra hop is used a lot because you don't have to use 10 pounds at a time. 1 pound will give you a really distinct flavor. If you're using like a German hop, some of those Hauetaler, Tettning, you need a lot of the hop to get the flavor, but Citra just stands out so much more than anything else that it's a distinct flavor.
Yeah.
So
it's delicious. I love it. If I go silent on an audio podcast because I'm just single thought on this beer. It really is good. That's when and it takes, as you drink a beer, I don't know if anybody else gets this. I was talking to a friend's wife, and I think it's a similar, like, my wife likes beer. She loves double IPAs and IPAs and stuff, but she's not obsessed with it. She's got kids, and it's, I don't know if she can be obsessed with any one
Somebody
thing.
needs to watch the kids well. Yeah.
Right, she runs a business. She's got all kind of stuff, going on. And so I have the luxury of, maybe it is a luxury being single-minded, right? But when you drink a beer like this, it's like the first sip is an experience, and that second one, like it goes into something else, and then as you get like halfway through and the temperature starts to change and all that stuff, just to dig into a beer and just kind of lose yourself in it, that's the best.
It's real nice.
Yeah, the whole experience changes as you're drinking that glass.
Mm-hmm. And the second beer, you get that same beer and get two of them. That second one's going to be a little different. I think flights are cool especially if you're one time into town and you want to kind of sample what somebody.
Everything.
Yeah. But you need to multiple visits, have a beer, have a second one, and just kind of.
We get the flights a lot from the newcomers.
Yeah.
They come in, they say, we'll just get a flight of this, and then they'll finish the flight and they're like, okay, I want this.
Yeah.
And they know what beer they want at that point. Or they'll switch it up and like, I want one of these now.
Yeah.
If they like multiples of them. So it's really good. I like the whole flight concept.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. It's a good, different tools for different exercises or whatever, but to really dig into a beer, if you always do flights, I'd say just try one and then get like a second one of that same beer and just kind of, just lose yourself in that beer, and figure out where that beer should be. Is it, like some kind of double IPA or a Tripel, or where you can just kind of sit there by yourself. Like maybe you're like me and you go to breweries by yourself because, your friends don't want to hang out with you or whatever. Or is it, maybe it's a beer you can lose yourself, just by yourself, contemplation beers, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is it a beer that you can drink and you don't realize until you've had 3 of them and you've been laughing with your friends the whole time, like, oh man, that was a really good beer.
Yeah.
Like you're getting ready to go. And I really, really enjoyed that beer. Those are, I don't know, camaraderie beers, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a new classification, but there's definitely, they might not be in the front of your brain while you're drinking them, but then you're like, yeah, really, I'm gonna go back and have way more of those. Yeah. So, and you've got all those here. You got that Aunt Rose.
We kind of mix it up. We've got a little bit of everything. That, somebody's bound to find something they really enjoy here. So.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Style wise, it isn't one specific thing. We do have plenty of beers where somebody's going to find something that they like, and that's the best thing. Whenever you see somebody and they're like, ooh.
Yeah. Or
somebody doesn't like IPAs, and you're like, hey, try the Wicked Fox. It's not really a typical IPA. And they taste it, and they're like, oh, I do like that. And you're like, that makes me happy.
When you say that, there's a lot of that. Like, I don't know, like IPAs have become, they're almost like their own classification. There's like, it was always ales and lagers. It's almost like it should be ales, lagers, and IPAs.
Yeah.
Even though IPA technically has the word ale in it, but it's almost like its own.
Me and Dustin were talking earlier before you got here and was like, all right, what are we going to do for 2020? Like, well, we need another IPA.
Yeah.
Something different than our current IPAs.
Right.
Maybe a rye IPA or something like that.
Yeah, there's so much variety. And even, like if you said, all right, let's do a West Coast. All right, well, then how are we going to do our West Coast?
Exactly.
Because there's so much variety there, too, right?
So that's the time that, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for next year. Dustin's looking at maybe an ESB. So maybe we'll do an ESB next year.
ESB is one of those, it's one of those, you had 3 of them, you're leaving, and you're like, oh, man, it's like a, sessionable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love a good ESB.
Oh, yeah.
Bready,
just one of my favorites.
Yeah, it starts to feel like England outside when it starts to get cold and rainy.
Exactly.
It's already raining.
Yeah. So, and it's a little cooler. Your AC works really well too. That's the thing. People don't sleep on Bearded Fox's. Their AC. So any time of the year, do not fret. You will come here and you will be comfortable.
Yeah, it was chilly this morning. It was so cold in the tap room this morning. When we got here, I had to open up the door
just to warm it up.
A bit. I'm like, because I don't want to sit here and be freezing. So the AC was made for there's 80 people in here. So to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, your AC game is strong.
Yeah, it's strong right here in this place. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, it runs all the way over to the other side, so it's judging from over there to over here. So this is a little ice box. Compared to what it feels like on the other side.
But when you pack a bunch of people in here on a weekend, and people are bringing their food trucks in and out of, food truck food out of the.
It's funny watching the people that get here early because they'll come in here and then they'll get their beer and they'll sit down for like 5 minutes and then they'll walk outside. Like it's too cold in here for them. During, it may be July or August. It's just too cold in here because we got it set to accommodate a lot more people in here. And later, when we get the bodies in here, and it warms up, then everybody starts making their way inside. But it gets a little chilly in here sometimes.
I love your tap room. It's just it's intimate but roomy at the same time. It's it's long tables where you're going to make friends. We've been in here and we've had conversations with the people sitting at the other end of the of the table, and it's just fun and comfortable and just easy.
We really like that family atmosphere. We're all friends here, so we like everybody to kind of get along with each other, talk to each other, meet somebody you don't know.
I've found people that are on tables playing games that I have never seen. They brought board games themselves and they're sitting down playing this board game, and I've never seen these board games. And I'm like, so I just pull up a chair, grab a beer, and sit down. I'm like, hey, you got room for one more? And
they're like,
play.
Sure.
We got room. So sit there and play board games with them.
Marcus is the king of shoots and ladders.
Yes. No, I suck at shoots and ladders.
Cutthroat, super like. We had a
mousetrap. We had a game
Uno. Uno, that's the game for me.
We had a game of mousetrap.
Actually, they changed. I realized I played Uno here a month ago, and I realized so we got them all on our tables. Yeah, Uno cards all on our tables here. They all have different symbols on them now.
Really?
They're not like the old Uno cards.
Yeah, it doesn't say like a skip.
I have to ask people.
It just has like
what does this symbol mean?
Oh,
and they have little things where you can write in what the wild is supposed to be. Wild +2, or it's this and that.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's really
kind
weird.
of changed it on me.
Yeah. Huh.
Sundays we do Mexican bingo, which is loteria.
Yeah, we did the loteria.
That's been a big hit.
What's the difference between the Mexican and the?
Okay, so in regular bingo, you just call out B32, B whatever the letter and the number. Mexican bingo, which is it's called loteria. They're pictures of
different
like corazon.
things.
It's a picture of the heart.
Yeah.
And you call out these pictures. Oh. So you learn corazon, the count.
So they do it in Spanish.
Yeah.
See, my oldest daughter, she's in 7th grade.
Oh, it'd be perfect for her.
And she's like, can you help me do?
Bring her out here on Sunday.
Yes. What time is that?
5 to 8.
5 to 8.
And it
perfect.
goes every other weekend. So one weekend we do regular bingo, and then one weekend we do loteria.
Okay, I need to learn because she's always like, help me go over my quiz stuff.
Because you can look at your card and everything's written out there, and it's got pictures for everything.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
So it's 16 places on a card, and each 16 are pictures.
Okay.
of things. So you got to learn.
All right. Well, then we're coming here to study Spanish. That's what
There you go.
We're going to go study session. That's what we're doing. Now, that's brilliant. See, that's the thing. Like a great neighborhood brewery, such as Bearded Fox, you go and you meet neighbors and people, like-minded people, or not even like-minded. Maybe they're completely different-minded. I don't know, but friendly, right?
Yeah.
You all live in the same place, and so it's like, it's cool. But then also things like that where yeah, I learned Spanish by hanging out with my dad at the brewery.
Exactly.
My dad would have 3 beers, and I learned Spanish, and it was muy bueno.
Exactly.
That's about as far
That's
as
exactly.
But yeah, that's awesome. Yes, we're going to come study Spanish here.
There you go. That'd be fantastic.
Spanish quiz, because she's like, go over these with me. I was like, I don't even know how to pronounce these words. I grew up in Arkansas.
Yeah.
You give me like your quiz on like redneck English or hillbilly, whatever. I can help you.
Hillbilly terminologies.
I got you on that.
Yes, I've got you there. I don't have you here. This is outside my wheelhouse. So, but now it won't be.
Well, some of the things, whenever I was growing up, most of my family, we played loteria, like on Sundays, probably about once a month. We'd get all the family together for, dinner or some lunch or something at my mom's house, because everybody kind of congregated at my mom's house, and it never failed that after everybody ate and everybody was nice and full, and we'd go into the back room and there was tables already set out, and there were like 15 or 20 people just sitting around a table playing loteria. Yeah. So whenever they wanted to bring it in here, I was like, go for it. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and it's a community game. I mean, and you're laughing and having a good. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. More people. Yeah. That's great. We're doing that. When's the next
Loteria?
Loteria?
Is that this?
It's
this Sunday or the next? Well, we got the holidays.
The holidays is what's going to throw it off. So this weekend should be bingo, because yesterday was supposed to be Loteria.
I got you.
And then we had to cancel.
What are your holiday hours going to be? Is it change up? I mean, I know that Christmas and New Year's all in the middle of the week, so our weekend's going to be...
Weekend should be the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
You need a little
anything.
reprieve from all the people in your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Christmas is on a Wednesday, so
Yeah.
we should be great being
Thursday,
open
Friday,
Thursday
Saturday, Sunday.
and through the New Year's. Now, New Year's is on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
We probably ought to make a post. We're probably going to be open New Year's. We've been open the last several New Year's.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Day or
New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Yeah, New Year's Day we're going to have to not open. Because we have to recover.
We had
from that.
so I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened a couple years ago. So it was our first New Year's that we were open, and the guys, I don't plug anybody, but the guys over at Whitmire's brought us a bottle of single malt, or single batch, or small batch of whiskey, and it was early in the New Year's Eve. And they said hi, they drank, and they left. And then people proceeded to want to try the whiskey. So, we were trying it.
Yeah.
And it's probably the worst thing we ever decided to do on New Year's Eve, because we got so messed up. And we had this brilliant idea that we were going to brew the next day. Like, that sounds like a great idea. We're going to brew the next day.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. So we started filling the boil kettle up. We're getting geared up for brewing the next day. About, I don't know what part of the night it was, but one of the patrons our regular patrons came in and was like, you got water going outside the road on your brewery. There's water coming out of the brewery. And it was like, holy crap. So we had overfilled.
It was coming out there.
It was coming out everywhere. It was coming out the roof. So I went ahead and I shut it off, and I dropped the water level down, and it was just a catastrophe, thinking that we were going to brew the next morning.
Yeah.
And
Actually ended up brewing.
no, we gave it a try. So I told people, I was like, all right, we'll be here at 9:00. And there was one guy that was here as just a customer. So he'd really love to brew with us. I'm like, come in tomorrow. We'll be brewing. Arrive at 9 a.m. in the morning. We'll start brewing.
That's ambitious.
So it was ambitious.
Yeah, we've
Very
got
ambitious.
big ideas. Big thoughts.
Yeah, we think big when we do things.
Yeah.
So anyway, he comes. I drive up about 8:30. He shows up about 8:45. He comes in. We look at the boil kettle, and I start looking at stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry. We're not brewing today. I don't know what we were thinking last night. Nothing is ready for us.
I know exactly what we were thinking.
Yeah.
What we were thinking and what happened.
Anyway, he's a part of our supply chain group now because he's been with us. He suffered so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, I came in after he went home. I came into the tap room and just assessed the damage. Is all I could say, because we let off confetti bombs in here.
Oh, nice.
And there was stuff everywhere.
I blow it out every once in a while with a leaf blower, and every once in a while I'll see one of those 2016 things pop up, and I'm like, where did that come from? It's stuck. I mean, they're still here somewhere.
Oh my God! I spent the next 3 hours just cleaning the tap room,
Yeah.
and then I went home. I'm like,
It still makes me laugh every time I see one of those pop up.
So I see Stewart and some of the guys, and they'll talk about bringing us another bottle and stuff for New Year's. I'm like, dude, we'll take a bottle anytime.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it New Year's. All right? Don't do that.
Don't bring it at 5 o'clock on New Year's.
Yeah.
Bring it at 7:30 to limit our exposure.
That's
Exactly.
good. That Whitmire, they've got some. That's the
great
problem.
guys
Is like
over
it's all everything that what they make. Like sometimes it's like it's so dangerous.
Yeah,
It's like so
I
good.
start drinking it like I'm drinking beer.
Yeah.
It does not go well.
No, it's a different game.
Yeah,
That's why my father-in-law makes some of the best margaritas in the world. But I'm out of margarita shape. I'm like, how do I approach these? And I'm having like 3 in. I'm
You're trying to drink them like beers.
Yes. So I'll have a sip of my wife's or something. Like I know me. I need to. I know when to say when.
Yeah.
I'd have to retrain myself. I'm like a fine-tuned athlete with my beer drinking. You know.
Finally,
My wife's got that eye for me. She looks at me now. If I look at her and she gives me that eye, I'm like, oh, I'm getting close.
Yeah. Wine's the same way.
She's giving me the eye. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's enough.
Yeah.
But I interpret it as I'm getting close.
Yeah.
Right. She has got multiple things going on. She's thinking tomorrow and later tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
she's thinking way ahead of where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm only thinking about right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm close.
Uh-huh.
I'm close.
Yeah. Maybe she starts. She's probably backtracked a bit too. You've had enough. But giving you she's going to listen to this podcast, I'm sure, and then know all your. So then she'll start giving you your close look when you're close.
Yeah, after 22 years of marriage, she knows where the buffer is.
Yeah.
She's like, if I give him that look now, 2 hours from now, he's going to be exactly where he needs to be, and he'll be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows.
That's her art.
She knows him better than I do.
Yeah, dude. New Year's, man. I love New Year's. Like, there's always so much promise, and you get to celebrate. Speaking of celebrating, like 2019, you know what? I mean, when you look at beers or what, another great year here at Bearded Fox. I mean, what are y'all most proud of or happiest about, or what are you gonna, when you look back at 2019? What do you think?
First thing is, we're still here.
Yeah,
That's the first thing. Second thing is, we've still got our large community of that surround us that are still supporting us.
Yeah.
Having those same patrons here, those same kind of gives us a feeling that okay, we're doing what we should be.
Yeah.
There's a large group of people that really enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
And that are still here. Time and time again. We've hired some new people, which is fantastic. Being able to bring more jobs here into the area. I don't know. It's just. Maybe I'm a little. I don't look at it all in a.
Yeah, you're
as I
so
should.
close to it. It's hard. It's hard to see. What I love is when you see the same customers week to week to week to week, and you're like, "Hey, how's it going? 48, whatever you're drinking."
Yeah.
Or you get the Facebook interaction whenever we got like the Brother Renard or the Foxtoberfest being released, and like, dude, when is it coming out?
Yeah.
What day? And I'll be there. And you've got this huge following of certain brands and products we put out that are just, we'll be there.
Yeah, that's when you think about that, and it's kind of similar with this podcast. When I hear people say, "Hey, listen to the show," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's because I have awesome guests. Of course, it's awesome." But to have somebody appreciate the thing that you do and to make it a part of their life in this limited life, it's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it really is.
And y'all you're part of this community. Now a few years, people, I don't know. It's like you're part family, but part like not family because you get angry at family. Here you come in here. Nobody's ever gonna get mad at the brewery.
No,
you're the best parts of family, but then also the reprieve from the worst parts of family. You know?
Well, I've always said friends are like the family you got to choose.
Yeah.
You can't choose your family, and you might have some bad situations sometimes, but if you surround yourself with good people, your friends that you can really depend on, it makes a world of difference, man. It makes it so much easier to just be happy in the day-to-day. You can't always look at a week at a time. Maybe it's a day at a time. Just get through today, get through tomorrow, get through the next day.
That's just life.
Yeah.
Life is. That's the thing. I'm 39. I get an extra day of in my 30s this year because it's a leap year. I think 2020 is a leap year. Yeah. So I get one more extra day. One more day of being in my 30s. But
got one more day of sales. It's fantastic.
Yeah. See, that gift that that gift of an extra day is a pretty big deal. You just there's sometimes I don't know. You can't really maybe just embrace the suck. When something sucks, it's like it's not going to suck forever. Probably. Nothing has ever sucked forever so far in my life.
It's funny that you say it because I've told guys here at the brewery, and I've told people that I've known over through the years that they're always concerned about the now, and they're going through problems as we all do. We all go through problems throughout our lives and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I know you're going through this right now, and I want to help any way I can, but all right, just stop what you're doing and let's just think. Do you think you can be worried about this in 6 months?
Yeah, that's a good.
Or do you think it's going to be something else? Because I can tell you over my experience, 6 months from today, I'm going to be worried about all kinds of different other things than what I'm worried about right now.
Yeah. And if it is something you're going to be worried about 6 months, a year, 5 years from now, it's probably out of your control.
Yeah,
it's like, is an asteroid going to? Yeah, is an asteroid going to hit the Earth? Probably something you should, I don't know, keep way back in the back of your mind. It's something that could possibly dampen. You're going to have to change your plans for sure, right? I had these things planned. When that thing hits, probably going to have to cancel some things or readjust. We're going to at least have to adjust the podcast recording.
Move things around.
Maybe go for an hour later, whatever, see what happens.
So go to solar.
Yes.
I have to go to solar.
Something. Go into our underground
bomb shelter mode.
Yeah, something, right? But make it a truly underground podcast. Not just that nobody listens, but that we're doing it all underground.
You're like that guy in Dangerous Minds where he's just sitting out in his shed doing it by himself, and they're like, "There's nothing out here."
Yes, but I can't control asteroids or the economy or
nothing,
whatever, or so I don't know. You prepare the best you can for things that are going to come your way, and then
you take them. You take it as it comes.
Yeah, and you made it through a day. Have a beer and look around. Look what blessings you got around you.
Exactly.
Concentrate on that.
Concentrate on the good parts.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I'm gonna let y'all talk for a sec because I need to get me another beer.
Right,
I've been out for a bit.
Right, we got to concentrate on the empty glass in front of you, and then the fact that we've got. What are you drinking on?
I'm drinking the 48.
48.
Pecan coffee porter.
That's good stuff. That's really a good early to late morning beer if you're going to start drinking before
Yeah. Nice 8% will get you going.
Yes. Coffee wise, when I'm always curious about when you add coffee to a coffee beer. People do it in a little bit different way. What are you when the coffee's added to this one? When do you add it, and what do you all that?
We do it at the end of fermentation.
Okay.
So when it gets down to the ending gravity where we want to stop it, we pitch the coffee then, and it usually sits for a few days before we'll transfer it at that point.
Whole beans, or do you crack them up a little bit, or
we do a coarse grind and then a cold brew. So we do a steeping cold brew for 48 hours, and then we move it over at that point. And the reason we do the cold brew is because we don't want any of the acid from the coffee to get into we just want the flavor of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And we get it from a local roaster here in Tomball. It's called District Roasters.
Yeah, okay.
And they made a specific blend for us. We told him kind of what we were looking for and what we wanted, and he brought us a few different versions of the coffee, and we'd try it both hot brewed and then cold brewed. And we finally got down to one that we like, and it really gives a great flavor to that beer.
I love coffee. I don't know if I may love coffee as much as beer. I can't consume it the same way, obviously, because I have 2 cups, and then that's all I can handle. Otherwise, I must
all
switch.
You can handle, all your body can handle.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all my body can handle, because then I have to switch to beer to kind of dial it back. It's like I'm all ramped up now. I need to level it off, and I did a coffee episode, sort of. Well, yeah, there's a coffee episode at this little coffee shop.
Oh yeah,
Mary and the crew, and they've got their coffee now. But when you talk to roasters, way different mindset than brewers.
Yes, it is.
Like, I think it's the caffeine that they're so focused.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. It's like you get maybe they're gonna have to,
when district roasters come by, it's a different ball game. I feel like an artist sometimes, and then whenever they come in, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not
when
that
those,
kind of artist.
when those people talk
That was
about
a-
coffee, it's like
An artist.
it's a totally different deal. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to read more books or watch more documentaries or something just so
Yeah.
I can understand the lingo and get on that.
Maybe that's what it is, the lingo, because sometimes they'll say things and I'm like, okay, I didn't get that.
yeah.
True.
I just give them the same wife smile and nod. Yeah, one of those, and they just give me coffee.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing. Like, I love them both, but I think my personality is more geared for beer. Maybe I've been drinking beer so much that that's all I can do.
Yeah,
But it really is. It's a different deal. Even though I have love for it and I want to talk about it, I don't know that I'm fluent in the language.
Yeah.
But
I know I'm not fluent in the language.
Yeah.
and my two favorite substances, alcohol and caffeine. It's a very different. I'm gonna move. Can we move your phone out from under the microphone? I think that's. No, maybe that's not it. Never mind. I don't know. It could be my phone. I don't know.
It's Dustin. Dustin's radioactive. Sometimes.
yeah, a little bit.
Did you speaking of radioactive? Y'all seen Chernobyl?
I have not, but I do want to watch that.
It's worth watching. It's depressing.
Now, have you watched The Expanse?
No.
You got to watch The Expanse.
What's that?
Okay, you watch The Expanse.
Okay.
And I watch Chernobyl, and then we'll talk about it.
Let's do an episode of InterBrews and just talk.
Yeah, we can just talk about it.
Well, okay. What's Expanse on?
Expanse is a space movie, sci-fi movie.
It's a movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, it's a series.
Okay.
It's on season 4 right now. Season 4.
What network?
Just got released. It was on Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon or is it Netflix? Either one. I got both
Okay.
of those at the house.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah,
which
they
one's
just kinda
which now.
blend
They kind of
together,
blend
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I think it's on Amazon though. Yeah, I think it's an Amazon original.
Okay. Cool.
Actually, yes, it's an Amazon original. I'm seeing the Amazon screen in my head right
Yes.
now.
As you're going
And
through it.
Expanse is on the top.
We've started a new show, The Sun, with Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen that.
It's an AMC show. I think there's
Okay.
2 seasons in, and it's about what's the name? McCullough.
The Sun, S-U-N or S-O-N?
S-O-N.
S-O-N, okay.
The show starts out. He's probably 14 in southern Texas, like near the border.
Okay.
And he gets abducted by, I guess they're Comanche.
Okay.
And then it shows him as an adult, and he's like the first like big oil baron. They call him the first son of. It's right when Texas became a state in 1847 when he gets abducted, and then later on in like 1915 when he's trying to figure out
Okay.
like his.
All right, I'm definitely interested now. I'm
It's
gonna have to watch
it's
that
good. We're only a handful of episodes into it, but so far it's like it was all filmed in like the Austin area and kind of
Yeah.
all out there, and it's
That's called The Sun.
the sun.
So what's the other one? The Chernobyl one? Is that?
Oh, that's called Chernobyl. No, it's a series.
Oh, okay.
It's on HBO.
Yeah.
And
I've heard a lot about it.
It's a mini-series, I
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I just haven't had the time to.
it's well done, and it makes you think. So glad we don't live in Russia, because like to think that the impact that could have had on the entire planet, and how close it was to just being, it was bad, and there's people still being affected by it now. That was back in 80, I don't know, like 84.
Yeah.
or
3
something like.
Mile Island's still uninhabitable at this
Yeah.
point. That was in the 70s.
Yeah, and this was way worse.
Way worse,
Way
yeah.
worse. And to think that it could have been even worser, like
Yeah.
like the worstest ever. Like
Oh, my God.
And so you look at it and you're just like, I don't know how we literally dodged a bullet. If that's it, anyway. But well acted and all of it.
Well, I've definitely watched that one.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
watched that one.
It's a thinker. It's not one that you're going to be like laughing at, obviously.
So the last couple of years, I've watched that Expanse, and so season 4 came out probably a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Maybe right before the weekend.
And then they
So
dropped,
this
like,
weekend,
the
I
whole-
binged watched the whole thing. So I'm finished season 4. Now I got to wait a year now.
Yeah.
Again to see season 5.
I think
now.
that's awesome how they're doing that nowadays. Instead of just one episode at a time,
Dropping the whole.
drop all
Just
of the
drop the bomb.
episodes for the
I'll
season.
watch it all. Just
Yeah,
drop the
'cause-
bomb on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
That
don't-
and that. What else? I'm watching that Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to
yeah.
see that so
we're
bad.
we're a couple
I've
episodes.
seen 6 last night. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're a couple behind because the girls' TV privileges got taken away. And,
I've been there before.
yeah. So it's like now I'm having to wait.
I'm punished for that too. Exactly. I'm glad those times are over.
Right. It should probably be called the Baby Yoda show now.
Yes,
Everybody
yes,
loved.
exactly.
Like, I wonder if they knew what was going to happen when they showed
I'm sure
Baby
they
Yoda.
knew. Yeah,
That's
all my son talks about. He keeps talking about Baby Yoda, and I'm like, I don't understand. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a pretty good
Dude,
show.
you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
You really gotta watch it, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
That's what my daughter. Whenever Stranger Things first came out, I don't have internet in my house. I just haven't had a use for it in such a long time. She comes here and does the little cast to the thing, and we'll watch it here. And I'm like, that's a really good show.
Yeah.
She's like, you're so lucky you got to be born, live in the 80s. And I'm like, let's pump the brakes here. You didn't have to live through it,
I mean, without an internet at your house, it's kind of like the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
So she can get a little piece of that. It's like,
Yeah.
is it still awesome when you're trying to find your...
Well, the only bad part is they're still sitting there on their phones like nonstop.
Yeah, that wasn't back in the 80s.
No.
So you can't
No.
do that.
You want to do it back in the 80s, we'll throw those phones away for a couple
I remember
hours
the
and just
bag
get lost.
phone. I remember the big brick that we used to have.
Yeah.
I remember all those.
Well, I mean, if you...
Pagers. Oh my God, the pagers.
Yeah.
And then the alphanumeric pagers. where
Yeah,
you
I was a big pager guy. One of my best friends, his dad owned a telecommunications company, so every new pager that hit the market, I had to have it. My buddy would just change them in and change them out and change them. And it was always a pager.
Yeah. I had a pager when I worked for the radio station. They would page you to say, all right, 1 minute to you get live break or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then I remember doing remote shows at the pager store.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give away a pager, and we gave out the pager number, and they would send in the the fifth one we get. Of course, we'd get hundreds of people wanting a pager. This is 1997 or 8 or whatever it was. Everybody wants a pager.
They're like, oh shit, I got to find a payphone so I can page that page.
Yeah, Rex.
Yeah.
All over the greater
The
listening
death of
area.
Superman.
Yeah.
We got rid of payphones.
Yeah,
So you couldn't
exactly.
change in
yeah.
the payphone booth. Yeah.
I remember one of the pages I had. It was crazy. I mean, it kind of looked like the displays on iPhones nowadays. You'd call in and leave a message, and it would transcribe and type everything that the person said onto the pager. It's
Oh,
like,
that's that Motorola.
you're like, oh, well, I don't have to call him back now. I know what he wants.
I used to love the codes that you used to send. If you somebody call right then, you dial 911.
Right.
And then the phone number and stuff.
Or you
Yeah.
can put boobies.
Or
Yeah.
boobs.
Boobs,
Yeah. Or boobless. You could do boobless.
Boobless, yeah. Like that. Yeah, that was were like the 7 words we had.
Yeah.
It's like 911, hell, and boobs.
Yeah.
That's how we communicated. So, yeah, they probably wouldn't have liked the 80s.
No.
I mean, the 80s had some good stuff. Like I felt like there was a better appreciation for like rock
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think the rock is really making a comeback now with some of the bands that are out nowadays.
Yeah.
It feels like it's coming back. You're getting some of that Wolf Mother, that kind of arena rock that's missing. You had a little piece of it in the 90s, and then it just went grunge. Everything went grunge, and after that it was just, it's like mumble rap. I can't understand any of it, but
That's an
the rock
abomination.
is really,
Yeah.
the Greta Van Fleet, that Wolf Mother, that big arena sound is coming back. It makes me happy.
Epic guitar solos.
Yeah.
Those are the
Oh, my God. Yeah.
best, right?
You get a 6-minute drum solo inside of a song, and you're like, what? You don't hear that anymore.
No.
I think that's really what's missing is a lot of the artists don't know how to play instruments anymore.
Yeah.
Everything's auto-tuned and made on computers, and it's like,
Music.
yeah, you got to go
Music,
back to the
yeah.
reel-to-reel and tape something
Yeah.
that you really did.
Well, that was like the Foo Fighters did that. They like for was it Wasting Light? They went back and did it all analog,
all
in his garage.
all in his garage. Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's just got such a good sound, and you're like, hey man, if Dave Grohl tells you it's going to be good, you pretty much guarantee it's going to be something that you want to listen to.
Yeah, and I didn't realize this. He's a motorcycle driver or rider, motorcyclist, motorcycle. What do you call yourself?
Motorcycle enthusiast.
Enthusiast. He's big
I'm
time.
very enthused about
Yeah.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, that would work.
enthusiastic
Yeah.
about
I didn't-
it. I just
Very
don't have one.
enthusiastic.
Yeah.
I want to go out and ride, so I'm very enthused about going out and ride.
There you go, enthusiast.
I like taking pictures on Marcus's bike, and then they're like, "You got a bike?" And I'm like,
You're not
"Oh,
the
man."
only one. Everybody
Yeah.
likes.
Oh, my son, that's his favorite picture that I have of him. It's on his little screensaver on his phone. Because he's 10 years old, so he can barely reach the pedals and everything. And he's like, yeah, that's his favorite picture.
Yeah.
People don't want to see me.
No.
Whenever I go to
wanna
events and
see the
stuff,
bike.
a lot of people they say, "You coming to this event?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be at that event." And he's like, "You bring the motorcycle?" And I'm like, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really want you to bring the motorcycle on. Okay.
It's like when your parents call nowadays. They don't call to talk to you. They call to ask how the kids are.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just, hey, Mom, how's it
until
going? Hold
the
on.
kids get too old, and then they're like, all right, I got to talk to you now because the kids aren't there. So how are things going?
Or I have to make an excuse because the kids don't want to talk on the phone. I don't want to say hi. You're like, come on, it's Grandma.
Yeah.
Just say hi at least.
Yeah. Text her.
So my mom has made
pager
as one of the gifts to all of our kids. She hand wrote a cooking book.
Cool.
Of all the recipes that she's cooked for myself. She made one for me years ago.
Yeah.
But for the kids, my daughters and my son, they each have a handwritten cookbook.
Can I request a copy of that cookbook?
Yeah,
please?
a lot of people have requested copies.
I would love that, yeah.
Anyway, this weekend, my daughter realized that there were some recipes that we had in my cookbook that weren't in her cookbook because she makes it based on the foods that she made for that individual.
Oh, yeah.
So she wanted... I've got recipes for my mom's enchiladas, tamales, and things like that.
That's what you get for being picky.
Exactly. You don't be picky with Mom. She'll leave you out of the cookbook.
Yeah.
So we had to make, which was funny. We had to make copies of the recipes that I had so that my kids could put it in their book. And I'm like, baby, if you want that recipe, just bring your cookbook back to Mom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
To your mom.
Grandma will take it.
Grandma will put that handwritten recipe in your book.
Yeah.
And that was like a shock to him, like, oh, you think she would? And I'm like, yeah.
Unless she gets old and senile, like my grandmother did when we asked for recipes, and all it said was a pinch of this and a pinch of that and some flour. And you're like, Grandma, you can't make a cake with some flour. How much do you use?
She knows exactly what she's talking about.
Well, it's a pile about this high and about this wide. If you can put 2 eggs in it, that's just enough flour.
Yeah. Like, she never measured that stuff out. My grandmother would make the hand pie, like the pocket pies or the fried pies.
Yeah, fried pies, yeah.
And she would use peach pies and apple pie. The peach pies were awesome. And the thing was, she would use the dried peaches.
Did she give you that recipe?
Really?
No, that was the thing. It's like, no, I was into cooking, but I was not. I was like watching the Food Network or whatever, and like I'm like the next Emerald or Bobby Flay. I'm gonna, those really cool guys.
Changing the world.
Yeah, balsamic vinegar, bro. And I don't know. So I was more into that type of stuff, savory cooking and stuff, and I didn't think about how awesome it would be to be able to make some hand pies, some fried pies, and they were. I mean, when I think about it, it was
amazing.
Yes. Yes, they're awesome. And she had a few different ways she would do it. Sometimes she would like, oh, you got a can of biscuit dough? We can make pies out of that. Yeah. She'd roll it out, throw in some fruit filling, and pan fry them, and then slather on some
sounds amazing.
Like glaze, some sugar and whatever.
Sugar wash.
Yeah, and then they would and amazing, right? Yeah. Or she would do the deep fry like pie dough or whatever. But I never got, and she would hand make the pie dough perfectly. It was always perfect.
Yeah.
And so the sad thing was I never got that recipe. I don't know that she ever wrote it down. And at her funeral, I was talking to her younger sister. I was like, so tell me. She's like, all right. And I got out my phone. I was ready for this recipe, and it was that. It was like, all right, so you want a slab of butter, and you want it to be, you want to bring it out of the refrigerator, about 10 minutes. Yeah. And then put it in your flour. It's like, how much flour? And then I got...
There's no measurements at all. It's like, it's about like
that. Yeah. And she did, that's the whole thing. God. And I was like, what you're doing. You know the precise measurements. You're not telling me.
4 cups of flour to a stick of butter. You know exactly how much.
They knew exactly. And she's like,
back when about a couple of years after me and my wife got married, my grandmother, she was, getting up in her ages, and she was like if you wanted some good Mexican food, my grandmother was cooking it.
Yeah.
And but my grandmother cooked in that same way. Mm-hmm. It's just a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, some comino, and some, whatever. Anyway, so my wife spent 2 weeks at my grandmother's house, and when my grandmother was throwing something in, she would catch it and like, all right, and then she'd measure it. Yeah. So she had to measure all this crap, and my grandma was just throwing in because she would throw it in and she would taste it, and she would throw some more in.
Yeah.
So my wife would just catch it and go, all right, that's this much more and this much more. So she started building these recipes out.
Did she get dirty looks when she was catching stuff? Like,
Yeah.
What?
Actually, my mom, my grandmother was just full of love. So, no, she kind of
didn't let it show.
She's like, okay, I know what she's doing. She's like, okay,
Trying to figure it out. Once you're asleep, I'm gonna put a pillow over your face. I love you.
These things are gonna die with me.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. That's not much of a prankster, my grandmother, but I don't know. There was a little mischievous, that's
They're
like,
gonna remember me.
Yep.
They're gonna miss me.
yeah, this is my slow play. I'm playing the long game here on this one. Bye bye. And then it's like, yeah, it's some. I think there's some of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so it's just
Well, those personalities come off in all of us now. You can see that inside of the people that you talk to whenever you're talking about stuff. Like, oh, my grandparents did this, or my parents did this, and you're like, yeah, that's where you get your sense of humor from.
Yeah.
It's kind of bred into you most of the time.
Yeah.
Or lack of humor is bred into people also. They're just so tight laced with everything.
I feel so tight-laced most of the time.
Yeah.
You?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, I know it doesn't show whenever I'm sitting here talking, but
Yeah.
the guys at the brewery, they see a different side of me than most public does.
Yeah.
Dustin, you want
And they're-
to
and
talk about it? You want to get this off
No,
your
he
chest?
doesn't.
I'm not allowed to speak of these things.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my number if you ever need a.
Yeah. I'll pay.
If you need a vent somewhere,
Yeah, if you need an ear,
sure,
I'll be your
Josh
ear.
will be there to-
I'm part therapist on this. People have worked through problems. We've saved marriages and friendships and all that. And yeah. Anyway, I'm kidding. I've never done that.
Never done that.
I took like 2 psychology classes in community college, so
Yeah.
whatever that's
This
worth.
must be a first for something.
Yeah, always. It's always be a
first.
first for something.
All right, so we've talked a little bit. I'm swerving back onto the what we should. There's no should on this podcast, but it is about beer. So 2020.
Yes.
We talked a little. We looked back at 2019, 2020. You talked a little bit, but are there any style like you mentioned before? Somebody came in and wanted like a 2%.
Oh yeah.
Would you-
Somebody wanted a 2% beer, and they
Yeah.
said, "Dude, if you can make a 2% beer, I will drink it all day long."
Yeah, I don't even.
Which is intriguing
yes,
because
it's a kind of a challenge.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
we're not going to charge anything less, so 2% beer.
You could do like third
That
runnings.
makes a lot more profit.
That makes
yeah.
a lot more profit. So I don't know.
I mean, you could do like third runnings on some of your fourth
Yeah.
runnings. I don't know.
Make a 48 light and call it like a 12 or something.
48
it would
light.
be a brown,
Light, yeah, light brown.
like a
ale.
vanilla pecan coffee brown.
Just call it a table beer.
Table
That covers everything.
Yeah.
Like like Petite
Table
Prince from
wines.
Jester King or whatever. That's I think that's 2.7.
2.7.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't know. We're
We have a couple styles we'd really like to do.
yeah. So the
Bach,
Bach
that we're working on.
2020, we'll probably introduce a Bach.
Okay.
We'll probably,
Springtime-ish or
Springtime.
Yeah. So we're trying to get it,
Yeah.
get it hammered
Ooh, I
out
bet
right
Spring
now.
Bach.
some of the little Fontenot's or something. I bet some of that that style food would.
Oh,
Go great,
perfect with
yes.
it,
Yeah. We always do like Mardi Gras type. We always do Mardi Gras. What was it, Fat Tuesday?
February.
Yeah, February, second week in February.
Something like
February.
yeah. 40 days before. I don't know. There's a calendar.
Yeah,
Easter or
it's right around there.
something. Yes.
It's around the Super Bowl.
Yes. Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Let's put it on the table and
Man,
see if y'all.
that's a
that's
question
a-
for Dustin.
Is it going to be the Ravens?
See, I think the Ravens are hard to beat, but the 49ers are playing some really good football.
So Ravens 49ers
I'd
probably?
take Ravens 49ers.
Yeah, it'd be a fun
And
game.
then I'd take the Ravens on them.
Okay.
Because who's going to stop Lamar Jackson at this point?
I don't know.
That guy is.
The flu? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. If he gets a kidney removed, he might not run for 5 touchdowns.
He might be even quicker, though.
Yeah, that's true.
he dropped
Lost
like
8
3
ounces.
pounds. Yeah. He's not going to be able to eat that week.
Yeah.
Much. And
Exactly.
so, yeah, a little
Not
more,
to
but
do it
he's.
early in the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are playing really good football, both sides, offense and defense.
You know what? We'll wrap this up and then we'll do the bonus. And we'll do a
Okay.
bonus beer.
Bonus
Sorry.
beer.
bonus beer? I like bonus beer.
Yeah, bonus beers are
That
awesome.
sounds like something we should brew.
That does.
You-
Just name it bonus
I
beer.
want to make a beer called "I'll Have What I Had Last Time." Because
Lad
I don't
just
know
called
what
last
you
time?
had- Yeah,
What I had last time.
what I had last time.
What I had last
'Cause
time.
I don't remember what you had last time. but
What would
I
that
get
style be?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something like-
Actually, it's just
or-
an ale, just a regular brown ale.
Yeah, it's just a regular brown ale. Or I'll have a light beer, please. Like, I don't know what a light beer is.
Yeah.
Is it?
Light.
I honestly want to understand that from people. Do they want light flavor? So I'll ask them, what are you looking for in a light beer? Do you want low alcohol? Do you want light hop taste?
The color, yeah. People they like
yeah.
those dark
You
beers.
say light beer, and it could be light in any one of those areas.
You can have a little flashlight and be like, "Here you go, it's the light
it's the light
beer."
beer,
Yeah, it's the lightest color beer.
Yeah.
It's hoppy as hell, but
Yeah.
it's the lightest color beer.
I remember that challenge whenever I made I made a black IPA one time, and I called it the Midnight Bunny because it was dark as hell and hoppy as hell.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's perfect. And it wasn't very good at all. I've heard somebody ask for a Schwartz beer also.
Shorts.
Okay.
Schwartz, the black beer, yeah. Want to do that? And I
Dark
was like,
lager.
Yeah, dark lager. It's like, that's a challenge to go without
We
getting
could do
that flavor to it.
Would be.
But I'd love to see a Bach. I think we could do a really good Bach here. An ESB would be a nice one. And then we need something.
We need that rye IPA.
Oh, that rye
I think it's that
IPA
rye
would be
IPA.
Yeah,
think
I like rye IPAs.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the challenge we have. We have 6 taps right now in the tap room. So if we have, what do we have, 13, 14 beers right now? So if we add 3 more, you're really cutting down time for some of them.
Yeah.
And, it's hard because you want to put the fresh one on.
Right.
Everybody's been waiting for the Brother Renard, so we have to pull something off to put one beer on.
Yeah.
But whenever we get the process finished and we have the tap room changed up and we're drilling directly into our cold room, we'll have plenty of taps to have most everything on, but we can't always have everything that everybody wants at the same time.
Right. Right.
So yeah, you're right.
balance.
That's always a challenge. So in 2019, we thought we were going to spend the first quarter switching this tap room around to where right now when you walk into the tap room, you see the bar ahead of you, and then there's a kegerator there that only holds so many kegs.
Right.
So you can only have so many taps on it. So we're going to turn the tap room around so that the bar was actually tapped into the wall that's the cold room.
Right.
So we found out, there are some costs associated with getting a lot of stuff to the drains. And
Right.
Yeah, have the drains cut and have
the
it
drains
done
cut.
to code and all of that stuff. It was a little bit more involved
than we had in our budget
had planned.
Right.
at the time. So
yeah, we
we'll see if 2020 allows us that ability to move that tap room around, which would be great. Because then we can have more beers on tap.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, I was going to think maybe double-decker kegerator. Do you really need to look at people?
Slide
have
it
a
out
little
a window.
Yeah, just to like
What did you say?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the good things.
It makes it troublesome when you got to slide it across the kegerator to get to it.
Yeah.
They may be wearing it.
Yeah, we have some guys that come in
true.
here that own construction companies or bid construction jobs out, and they're like, hey, let me know. We'll have people come over and help you, and we can bid this job and get it done really fast. And we're like, oh, that's good news because we were going to try to do this ourselves, and that's not a good idea. I'm not a plumber, but I like to play one on TV.
But if you look at everything that we've done here at the brewery,
Yeah.
we've done it all ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the steam lines, all of the plumbing, everything we've done ourselves,
Yeah.
which is a huge savings and cost. But at some point, you get to the point where, all right, I know a lot,
Yeah.
and YouTube can show me a lot,
Yeah.
but there are some things that it can't show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I think I'd rather have a professional do that
Yeah.
to know it's done 100% correctly.
Right. Like those same guys coming in to bid the projects, like, I could probably brew a batch of beer at home.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and it may even be a great beer. 5 gallons
maybe.
worth or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even 10 gallons worth.
Yeah. Make
We
it
love
twice.
bartering.
Yeah.
We love bartering for
Yeah.
beer. Bartering for beer is probably our best commodity.
It makes
We
him
would
so happy
we
whenever
would
I tell
love
him that.
to do stuff like
I'll
that.
say, hey, I got this and this done. And he's like, how much did it cost? And I was like, 4 beers. And you just see Marcus kind of start to smile a little bit. Like, I done good. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's if the economy ever collapses, you guys will rule the world. because
Right.
Beer will be the greatest, currency that is.
Yeah, we have people that come in and they say, oh, can I? Well, a long time ago, we had to do the tokens like everybody did when they started. And it's, do you still do the tokens? And I say, yeah, we'll still do the tokens. Or you can leave a card now and we'll start a tab. We can trade. My kids need people to watch them sometimes, so you can do that. And I'll go out for a few hours, We take steaks and all kinds of stuff. for
Take
bartering.
whatever kind of. It's a bartering.
Yeah, we work in the barter system.
Yeah.
That works for
It
us.
works. Yeah. Well, let's wrap this main chunky part of the episode up. we'll get bonus beer. And then we'll
Nice.
reset and we'll do
I
a
like
little
bonus beer.
We'll do an extra special little for our Patreon supporters and some extra love, some Bearded Fox love, juicy bonus type stuff. So if you want to hear that and all the other bonus episodes we've done, go to patreon.com/InterBrews and become a Patreon subscriber. Little as $1 an episode, and you too can be a part of the inner circle.
Well,
the pack, the InterBrews Patreon pack. We have a pack. It's small, but it's strong.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
All right.
Please join.
Yeah. Or not. We do appreciate you listening no matter what, even if you're, a Scrooge McDuck with your.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So anyway, all right. Well, for Marcus and for Dustin and the whole crew and everybody that comes to visit here at Bearded Fox, please come visit. Check social media for their Thursday nights. Are y'all open Thursday nights?
Thursday
Yes,
nights,
sir.
yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Closed Monday through Wednesday, just to build your anticipation. They do it for you.
We do.
And always delicious beers on tap, plenty of variety, something for everybody, and always fun stuff. Open for the bit. There's a big game coming up.
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
Pet friendly.
Yeah, you can
pet-
have kids and dogs here as long as they're both on
We like to
leashes.
think of it as our man cave that you get to come to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super cozy. It really is. It's inviting them. You're going to make friends here. You're going to have fun. Almost always great food trucks out
If you don't
there.
make friends here, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to
missing a
take a look
piece
in the mirror and
Start assessing yourself.
self-evaluation. So, all right, well, guys, thank y'all.
Thank
We're doing
you very much,
episode 224. Was it what we said? I believe 224 of
think that's what you
InterBrews.
said.
So, bonus coming, and thank you guys for listening. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
And cheers to you and yours. So thanks for listening. This is InterBrews.
This is InterBrews.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.